Coach, on circumstances of this nature, where your team finds yourself out of the World Cup, how do you sort of motivate them to play a match for a game like tomorrow?
Yes, we out the World Cup, but there's still a lot of cricket to play after the World Cup. It's important for us to, find the winning ways and find the winning formula going forward. So it's important for us to play this game as hard as possible. If we want to create that winning culture, it has to start from somewhere. So, we're going to approach every game in a professional manner. The guys are still up for it. We're good to go. We had a long conversation in the dressing room, so we did a lot of soul searching. So it's important for us. It's important for the fans in the Caribbean as well. For us to put up good performances, even at the back end of the World Cup.
Coach, how big is the fight between Lasith Malinga and Chris Gayle going to be tomorrow?
Sorry?
The battle between Lasith Malinga and Chris Gayle, how big is it going to be tomorrow?
Well, these guys played against each other, for the last 10 years, 12 years. So they've had some good battles. So, the fans, we expect a good battle tomorrow between Malinga and Chris.
You said there was a lot of soul searching in that long meeting in the change room. What sort of things were discussed, I suppose? Where has it gone wrong for you guys in this tournament so far?
Well, I think we didn't seize the key moments in games. You look back at our tournament, we played well against Pakistan. We had Australia on the ropes, New Zealand as well. I thought we didn't seize the key moments in the game at crucial times. Maybe drop a few crucial chances as well. And then collectively, we didn't back properly. So it's just small things that we didn't do, the 1%ers that we didn't do well. So these are things that we discuss as a team, players holding one another accountable, for their performances, responsibility, those sort of conversations that we had, in that team meeting. So going forward, I'm looking forward to see how the guys play in the next two games. We have a lot to play for. Like I said before, there's a lot of cricket to play after the World Cup. So it's important that we keep, building what we did well here as well in the World Cup, because we did some things well, but it's just the end result wasn't in our favor.
Depending on what happens today in Edgbaston, Sri Lanka could be out of contention for the semi-finals as well. Does that have any influence on your mindset going into the game at all?
No, our mindset, is to win. Obviously, there's a process to winning by playing. You have to bat, bowl, and field well. You have to, make sure you're on top of your game in all three departments. So, like I said, the first thing is playing a professional game. Playing the game with intent. It's important for us to win. Like I said, you got to start the winning ways. We got to create that winning culture, and it can start from here now. And we had, some good games in the World Cup, but we just need to get the 1%ers right. Once we get the 1%ers right, then we'll get the results.
Despite the semi-final hopes fading away, the fact that you guys have had a couple of very close games, and the fact that this West Indies squad average age is only 27, you tend to think that the future of West Indies cricket is in safe hands?
The future of our cricket is good. We have a lot of young guys here. Hope, Pooran, Hetmar, O'Shane Thomas. We have young John Campbell. He was injured from Erling. So our future is good. I'm confident in these youngsters that going forward that we can bring West Indies cricket back to where it belongs at the top. Yes, it's unfortunate that we didn't get to the final four in this competition. But going forward, I'm happy from what I've seen. Shannon Cottrell had a very good World Cup. So we have a lot of young guys that we can mold and build a strong unit going forward.
Coach, just following on from that question, is there any one younger player you think who has stepped up in this tournament who you would identify as being a leader for the next generation of batsmen or bowlers particularly that you would want to see sort of do much better and be the leader for the next generation team once, say, guys like Gayle and are gone?
Well, yes, like I said, we have a group of guys, but for us it's to create leaders, and that's something that we got to focus on in the Caribbean as well. in our franchise, in our first-class cricket, to create more leaders amongst ourselves. But we have a good young group of players. Like I said before, Hetmer, Hope, Shannon Cottrell, Puran. Those guys are young players. We have young guys coming up as well, Kimo Paul. So we have good talent in the Caribbean, and it's just to make sure that we nurture that talent very well. When we get back to the Caribbean, it's important that we put guys in an environment and put them in a tough situation where they have to train hard and prepare well.
Is there anyone in this World Cup you think anyone player who has stepped up and been that leader or shown signs of being that leader?
Well, yes, Young Hope. He's done well in the batting. Hetmer, he was on the 19 captain. In the bowling department, I like to the effort that Sheldon Cottrell put in. He's a soldier, a true soldier as well. But he put in a really, really good effort in the field. Not batting, but bowling. He bowled with energy. He really put 120% every time he bowled, and also in the fielding as well. So we have some players that we identified, as future leaders.